everybody, welcome to another video on Khaldor TV, and today we're of course going into the WCA Qualifier once again. We're in the semifinals already and we have Fnatic going up against Pouet Team. And if you haven't watched the last two videos, you're probably asking yourself right now, who the hell is Pouet Team? Well, it's a newer team that kind of popped up right now, and they did quite well not only in the earlier rounds of the qualifier, but also in the quarterfinals, where they were able to run a Tyrande solo and actually very successfully at that. So in this case right now, they have to go up against a bit of a stronger team. They're going up against Fnatic, and of course Fnatic has watched all of these games and they know exactly what they're up against, which also leads them to ban out Tyrande in most of these matches that they're now playing against Pouet Team. So Pouet has to kind of show that they are also in a position where they can just like switch things up a little bit. The cool thing about the series now is that we also see a completely new meta once again. A lot of the teams have been experimenting over the last few weeks and months, and therefore since the last patch hit, they came up with new strategies that they're trying to show now, and the WCA Qualifier is extremely popular, of course, with the players, since they all want to go to China to play in the finals, and it's also a lot of money on the line, $12,000 in total. So a pretty cool setup here for our first semi-final. In the second semi-final, we have Gamers 2 going up against Virtus.pro. That's the match that we are going to look at tomorrow. But for now, we're going to jump into our best of 3 series here. Keep also in mind that the recordings, the in-game recordings at least that is, were not recorded in my local studio, so the quality is going to be a little bit different, and also like the audio is going to be different to what you are used to. Thanks again to WCA for actually like giving me all the recordings and allowing me to use them on my YouTube channel, so I can actually provide you with the content. And well, guys, with that being said, let's jump into game number 1. Starting to the left side of the map, we have Fnatic in this case. They're playing this with Breeze actually on Tyrael, not playing a Nuborak here. It is Blackscorp who plays the Beetle. We have Mane on Khaldor, Quacknix on Falstad, and as the support, Smexy style on Charism. To the right side of the map, it is the Pouet Crew. Pouet Crew playing it with Unker on Johanna. We have Kix on Illidan, Arcane on Tacita, Shouty on Uther, and Chonkyfire is playing Jaina in this case.
So, having a look at some of the starting talents, both the Warriors on the side of Fnatic going with that Regen Master. Just going to make themselves nice and tanky, nice and sustainy. And 2 global talents on the other side as well, in the form of the Conjurer's Pursuit on Tastar and Uther, and a nice snuck-in Mana Addict on the Khaldor for Fnatic.
Yeah, Transcendence, of course, a level 1 talent for Charism. No big surprise there. You want to have him with the most heal that you can get out of him. We oftentimes also see 7-sided strike used these days, especially when your opponent is running a very tank-heavy setup. That talent can give you a lot of damage in general. It's a percentage-based talent, of course, and therefore the more hit points your opponent's heroes have, the better the talent actually is in the end. So we're going to see how exactly they're going to play it here. Very likely that we're going to see Divine Palm actually used. Quacknix at the top is with Falstad already in position. Did not go into Season Marksman, which is definitely a strong option for him, but Power Throw is also very solid since you get an extra attack out once you pick up Sacred Weapon on level 7.
Yeah, the Power Throw also allows you to be more versatile. We never see the ability power-based build anymore, but sometimes we will see a more duelist-focused build as opposed to full auto-attack damage. But most of the time, like you said, it's still that secret weapon. So a much more versatile talent. You're committing less, but getting a tiny bit less damage out of it.
At the bot lane, the tri lane is already starting to do some damage here. It looks like Fnatic is going to get a bit aggressive, trying to take one of these towers down as fast as they can, draining a lot of the ammunition already, whereas we have the tanks in the mid lane. Breeze is going up against Johanna here, and up to the top, it's still that battle between Quacknix, Chonkyfire, and Shouty. So a 2-1-2 split that we're seeing for Pouet Crew, and at the same time, to the bot lane, we have still that tri lane for Fnatic trying to push the walls in.
Pouet Crew hitting level 3 first, only by a little bit. They're not really ahead, it's just due to the lanes being a bit more pushed up in some situations. But, like you said, the tri-lane at the bottom getting a lot of work done. That first tower getting very close to falling. Good shield from Tastar to prevent that flame strike.
Yeah, this first game, the semi-final here, the WCA Heroes Qualifier, is already looking pretty solid. Level 4, going to hit a bit faster for the red team. And once again, of course, we have 4 teams remaining in the qualifier at this point. There's $12,000 in total prize money that we will see today being distributed by the teams. And we have level 4 already in with a Snowstorm, and there it is, the Leeching Plasma. Not only great if you have a Sonya on your team, but Illidan is also going to be quite happy about this talent on the support hero.
Yeah, we also had the Boundless Conviction. No reach on this Uther here, so he's going to be relying on that quite a bit to heal that Illidan when he's a lot further away, because Uther Well, as with most healers, it's quite hard to follow an Illidan because Illidan likes to go very ham in most situations, so you need a healer who can keep up with him. Boundless Conviction allows you to stay relatively in the backline and still heal your entire team.
Yeah, there we go already with the first tribute fight. We have all 5 players for Pouet Crew in position. And the only thing that Fnatic is going to try and do here is delay that tribute for as long as they can, because Falset is still up at the top, soaking experience. There it is again, but Kix gets the tribute pretty early. Fnatic still has a lead in experience thanks to Breeze in the mid lane and Quacknix up at the top. But still, that first tribute is already pretty important here for Pouet Crew. So they make that happen. It's important especially because the next tributes, they will be able to let 1 or 2 go if they want to catch up in experience.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to be, like you said, they were ahead in experience before this tribute did spawn. So what they did is they used that advantage to try and go for the tribute. But Fnatic, they responded very well and didn't send everyone down. They just kept the tri-lane down there and were able to deal with that quite nicely. Didn't get the tribute, didn't delay for that long, but like you said, just having those people up there, they are still going to hit their level 7 talents first, and that way no moves can be made by Pouet Crew here.
Yeah. Once again, also the notification here that we have in terms of Fnatic a completely changed lineup to what we are used from the past. Only Mena and Breeze actually surviving the changes that happened after the Road to BlizzCon qualifier in Prague. We have now 2 of the former Pirates in Pyjamas on the setup here with Smexy Style and Quacknix, and we also see a former Team Liquid player in the form of Blackscorp. And this is a fairly new team that still has to prove themselves a bit. The same also goes for Pouet Crew. The players, of course, have been around for quite some time, but in this constellation, they've not been playing for too long. We have the tribute on the map again, and with level 7 just coming in on both sides, this should be a pretty solid fight.
Smexy just trying to grab that, and Unko not denying it, instead just tries to blind Breeze, who was chasing him. And as such, will give up that tribute. So 1 for 1 right now.
Looked a bit like a misclick, actually. Like
maybe
he, by accident hit Breeze, and normally you would expect him to try and just like interrupt the channel, which he didn't do. It's a tribute for a tribute right now, and if you look at the experience, they are both roughly at level 8. When it comes to the talents, there's also not too many surprises here. I mean, we have a bit of a focus on the cooldown reduction for Tyrael and also Johanna, who both went into battle momentum. Illidan, of course, with the first 8. There is still the build with Thrill of Battle, but in this case, Illidan is going old school style straight into first 8 here. And quite important is also that we have static charge on Tassadar for extra damage compared to the shield talents that he could take to maybe assist Illidan even a bit further.
Yeah, Khaldor's Embrace would be the other shield talent that we would see a lot of the time around here. But instead of preloading shields, like you said, Tassadar actually coming in with the extra damage due to the fact that Jaina is currently the only character doing ranged damage in this situation.
To the bot lane with a quick tri-lane push by Pouet Crew, but everybody is starting to shuffle up to the top, where we are still seeing that tribute about to spawn. Smexy Style is already in position. Fnatic is trying to set up shop here, but they still have to rotate around, especially since we have Mena at the top lane still trying to soak a bit of experience before he moves down to fight there. They could still let this one go. It's really one of the tributes that's not too important just yet, since it's only the second one, but Fnatic is in position here. Arcane and Tassadar is starting to move in now, though, and the teams are still fighting over this one. Keep in mind that level 10 is only half a level away for Fnatic, and that would allow them to go in, but it is instead Pouet Crew is trying to go straight for the fight.
Giggs pushing back Blackscorp there. Quacknix took a lot of damage, needs to be very careful. Right now, Fnatic moved back in. Blackscorp with that bed of bars talent, forcing Arcane to reposition himself, and that way they know exactly where he is if they want to deny again. But right now, Pouet Crew backing up because Mena and Breeze were both soaking multiple lanes here. So they need to move to soak speed because level 10 is about to hit as well, and this is really bad for Johanna.
Yeah, Johanna is trapped all of a sudden. Oh, they're trying to take her down, but Blackscorp, yeah, he nearly prevented that kill. There comes a quick cocoon. They really want Johanna, and they are going to get her unless Shouty pulls off some kind of amazing maneuver, but that didn't work. So level 10 is ready. The tribute has been channeled. Therefore, 2 tributes for Fnatic against 1, and with level 10, they immediately go for boss. They have an opportunity here. They run with just the Sanctification. We have Cocoon. There's also Phoenix, Mighty Gust, and the 7-sided strike, which we've also seen in action in that last short fight there. So that boss is a no-brainer for them. They move in, use the level 10 talent and the threat against Pouet Crew to take the boss and start with a very solid position here in the
down
game.
at the bottom boss. Pouet Crew decided to try and retaliate by taking their boss, but Quacknix is here. Mighty Gust is off cooldown. They don't have the guts. They're just going to back away from this. Fnatic not going to attempt to steal the boss here. Instead, they're looking for a kill. Chonkyfire being body blocked by Blackscorp. Breeze coming in for the slow, gets stunned up by Uther, but Chonky's getting slowed by the bed of barbs, taking so much damage. Their Sanctification prevented any counterattack, and Jaina goes down.
Jaina dead, now final level 10s in with Metamorphosis, Archon. We have the Ring of Frost, Blessed Shield and Divine Shield used. Cocoon again in position, but this time no problem here for Fnatic. Very well done so far. They just moved back after the kill against Jaina. Pouet Crew, they had to retreat here. They are still down one member. And up at the top lane, the boss already went through the fort, took that down. And Fnatic, they want the curse now, of course.
Yeah, boss still has so much hit points as well. It will just continue barreling down here. Jaina not even coming to defend it, because she's on her way to help her team with the tribute. Smexy interrupted by Kiggs. Mighty Gus pushing everyone away from Kiggs, who's now being focused down, but Chonky with the Ring of Frost zones out Fnatic.
Yeah, maybe a little bit too early here. Even Illidan is starting to jump in with the Metamorphosis. Zeke going for Mane, and Mane in a bit of trouble, and Kel'Thas is down as Anka is just trying to get away here on Johanna using the Iron Shield as well. We have at the same time Arcane getting kind of low in his Tassa. The Archon form is already over, but we still see Illidan jumping way deep as the 7-sided strike hits everybody on the side of Pouet Crew.
Black Scorp in the background taking down the Johanna. There it is now going on the retreating members. Kiggs gonna body block him though and start focusing Black Scorp down, but in comes Smexy style there, trying to help Black Scorp. Black Scorp goes down anyway. Kiggs cleaning house here, has taken down quite a few members, but unfortunately everyone else on his team is dead, so he is the only one trying to survive. Smexy will grab the tribute and Kiggs just gonna get out of there.
Yeah, the curse hits Pouet Crew and it hits them hard. The boss already went through the entire wall up at the top, and of course we see now immediately Johanna moving in to defend the keep there, but that was definitely, it started actually off pretty well for Pouet Crew. They were able to get that kill against Mena, and that was extremely important, but then Illidan was going in deep, Tazza and everybody else rather dropping low, and at that point you could really see that Fnatic was able to pick them off one by one just before they were able to get out of reach. Very well played here by Fnatic. 6 kills in total against 2, and they already take down the fort at the bot lane here. So at the top, at least, Johanna was able to push this back, but still, it's a pretty dire situation here now for Pouet Crew.
Yeah, Fnatic handling that fight perfectly, with Black Scorp staying in the back, just dealing with Johanna, so that really stunted the chase potential. Like you said, everyone else was diving after Illidan to keep him alive, and without a tank, suddenly the damage just started building up on Fnatic, and Illidan able to get a second kill in at the end there, but 2 kills for 4, not really worth it. Curse and a boss coming down, and with no fort in the bottom lane, that boss is just going to charge straight through.
Especially since we have the level 13 talent ready for Fnatic, and they are running this with not only Relentless on Karasyn, which gives him additional survivability, but we also have now the chain bombs, which makes Mane so dangerous to Pouet Crew. And with that boss, they are trying to utilize that level 13 talent advantage that they have now. They're starting to move in with a 2-level lead, and they want the keep, and they go for it. They have the boss already charging in. That wall is gone. The boss is still at full health, and this is really a big problem for Pouet Crew right now. They don't even have the talent. I don't think they will be able to keep this keep alive.
Yeah, keep is dropping very quickly. Boss has so much health. This keep is doomed right now. Unco coming in, not going to get stunned up by the boss, and Black Scorp not catching out Kiggs or Arcane.
Fnatic is playing it completely safe. They're not even trying to get a kill here. They're just saying, okay, we got the keep. That's all that we needed here. Let's move away. Our opponent is going to hit level 13 in just a few seconds. We have Falstad moving up to the top lane to soak additional experience. They are only half a level away from level 16, and that's all that Fnatic needs to once again establish a pretty big lead in this game. And let's not forget that the boss at the top lane is only another minute away, so Fnatic should be able to utilize that level 16 talent that they just now got to get another free boss.
Yeah, Fnatic just now hit level 16, and just as they were moving away from the base of Pouet Crew hit level 13, and look at the talents there. Incredibly defensive. 2 spell shields, 1 ice block, 6th sense, and prescience. All defensive talents now.
I can't really blame them. At the same time, we have now the Mighty Gust being used, and Fnatic is going in once again. Metamorphosis used by Kiggs. Illidan is starting to jump in, hitting beetles and nothing really else. Cocoon has been disabled, but Arcane is getting rather low. Shields himself here. Tassadar trying to get away. The Blizzards, though, they hit Fnatic, and Fnatic is still pushing this in, and Pouet Crew is in full retreat.
Prescience activated on Arcane. He's still trying to back away from this. The chain bombs landing every now and again. Nice ice block, and then Divine Shield to block out that 7-sided strike, and Pouet Crew get out of there without losing a single member.
Very cool retreat by them, especially the ice block just coming in a second before also the Divine Shields hit, but that 7-sided strike was definitely dangerous, especially with everybody else just waiting for an opportunity to pounce on Jaina. But now Fnatic, they are still on this. They are moving into the middle. The boss is, by the way, up to the top. We also have another tribute on the map. Fnatic could go for either of those. He could actually go for both, especially with Falstad. He's already claiming the watchtower, is moving on towards the tribute. Could take that if he wants to. The problem is that we already see Onker on Johanna starting to move in here, but up at the top, as we already can see, the boss is being attacked by the remaining members of Fnatic.
We are seeing Pouet Crew moving in here to at least try and delay this, maybe contest this. Johanna making her way out, but Falzad will get there far quicker thanks to his fly. So he has arrived. Johanna still a little bit out. They're still focusing down this boss. And how can they deny this? They have no one to really knock Fnatic out of here. They just have to fight them on the point. But the Holy Ground stops them preventing this. There's the Mighty Gust. Illidan completely separated. 7-sided strike, taking down Uther. And whoever's in that cocoon is going to have a very bad time when they come out of it.
Yeah, bad time indeed. Uther is there trying to help out a bit, but there's just absolutely no way. Good luck with that ice block. And adios, Jaina. Jaina is dead, a 3-level lead. Once again, they jump in. Arcane finds himself in a very awkward position now, too. He's getting away with Prescience for another second, but in the end, he still dies. And this is the time for Fnatic to end the keep up at the top lane and maybe even the game. They are still a level ahead, 2 levels actually, and a talent, and they have that boss going straight for core right now. This is the chance for Fnatic to end this game 14 minutes in.
Yeah, Fnatic taking that fight before the level 16 was even hit by Pouet Crew there, and as such, Tastar didn't even have his healing ability. Boss is very distracted right now, so Fnatic just helping it out, killing the building so the boss actually focuses the core. And now they're just going to take down the keep because it's a bit late. The boss was distracted so long, they have to take down the keep because they can't all in the core because everyone's going to be alive again.
Yeah, the boss just basically said, like, boys, I don't really want to go for core right now.
Guys, I need the XP.
Yeah, exactly. Let's get all of the keeps and all of the structures, please. I need the experience. I'm not on level 20 just yet, so do me a favor here.
I want the boss master skin.
Exactly, the boss master skin. And he moves onto the keep first. So they take the last keep, they just run with it. The core still loses a couple of hit points, but Fnatic is playing this rather safe. They finally take that tribute down to the bot lane, and now they have the first one already. Of course, level 16 is going to hit any second now for Pouet Crew, but let's be honest here. They have only one level where they will be able to fight on even talents. Once Fnatic hits level 20, they should be able to really use that advantage to maybe even win the game. There is a boss on the map now, and that's, of course, the obvious thing to go for both of the teams, and you can already tell that Pouet Crew is orientating themselves towards the boss because they hope that Fnatic is trying to take it so they can force a fight.
Yeah, it's the only time they have to force a fight now, because like you said, this is the one level that they have time, due to the fact that Fnatic are almost third of the way through their level 19s now. So we'll be getting those level 20s quite quickly. So right now, Fnatic doing the exact right thing, and they're not taking the boss, and they're just making sure that Pouet Crew also don't take the boss.
Fnatic, they shouldn't fight. Fighting here will mean that you take a risk, and you don't have to. You really don't have to fight. You have 3 lanes that push against Pouet Crew. Time is working in your favor. The more time Pouet Crew spends out on the map trying to guard the boss, the harder these lanes are going to push against the core, and at some point Pouet Crew will have to move back. Fnatic is using exactly that time to jump on the boss immediately. They are very close to level 20 now too, and for Pouet Crew, this is more or less a lost situation right now. There is false stats still available. They ignore him completely, by the way. I'm not quite sure what they are going to do.
I think they think the tribute's being taken, but, well, there's no one at the boss, so the boss is being taken. Now they're going to try and circle in behind Falstad. No epic mount or anything like that available. There's the Mighty Gust. He's going to try and fly away. No! Blessed Shield prevents it. And looks like Quacknix may be in danger here. He dashes away to get his shield, but it's 5 versus 1. Even Quacknix can't survive that. He goes down, but there is now 4 members and a boss pushing in the bot lane.
Yeah, it's still a bit surprising to me that Quacknix was staying there for this long. I'm not quite sure where he thought they would be, but it was quite obvious that they were somewhere on the map trying to set something up. Now we have still a 3-level advantage, and that boss that you just mentioned is, of course, doing a ton of damage here. Mena riding in style on the money pick is already joining it, and now we have 4 heroes on level 20 going up against the 5 on level 16 talents. And it's, of course, the only chance that Pouet Crew has. They're jumping in with Illidan immediately. The boss is already on the core. And just look at the hit points here. 50%. There's no way for Pouet Crew to save this one. 20% down. Breeze with a GG. Well played as the core explodes. Job well done by Fnatic. They secure themselves win number 1 in this best of 3 series here at the semifinal.
Wow, pretty cool series here by Fnatic. Very well played. They dominated the best of 3 and won with a 2-0 then in the end. But of course, the one thing that we still have to say there is that Fnatic players, even though the roster was changed completely, are experienced players and Heroes of the Storm, whereas Pouet Crew is kind of a newer team that we are seeing right now. So they are not really familiar or experience on the higher level of play. I'm pretty sure that we're going to see them in a couple of tournaments in the near future, though, and they did really well in this qualifier. It's just that Fnatic is on a completely different level at this point. But it was still pretty interesting to see the different strategies. For me personally, one of the highlights was the use of the Vikings on Infernal Shrines. I really like that, and the approach is actually pretty common these days. We've seen that a couple of times in the qualifier, and it's cool and interesting to see that teams are experimenting with the Vikings again. Back in the days, it was only Team Liquid who basically used the Vikings, and mostly on maps like Sky Temple, for example, or sometimes even on a few others, like, let's say, for example, Garden of Terror. But right now, the Vikings seem to be back, and especially on Infernal Shrines, it of course gives you a very solid experience lead if you can pull that off. As is, we have Fnatic moving onwards towards the final, and one of their opponents, or their opponent in the grand final, is either going to be a Gamers 2 of Virtus Pro, a match that we're going to look at tomorrow. Boys and girls, I hope that you enjoyed the show here, and if you did like the video, then make sure that you hit that up button on YouTube, give the video a like, and yeah, I'm going to see you soon with more content, and here's over the Storm here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day, and see you soon. Bye-bye.
Game number 2 in the series here, the WCA Europe Qualifier between Fnatic and Pouet Crew. And to the left side, we have Breeze on Muradin now. We are seeing Black Scorp on the Lost Viking, a strong hero on this map in particular. We have Smexy Style on Brightwing, Quacknix on Carrigan, and Mene is playing Jaina here. To the right side of the map, down 1 game in the best of 3 series, we have Onke on Johanna, Chonky Fire on Sylvanas, Kix on Reyna, Shouty on Uther, and Arcane is playing Kel'Thas. Now, one of the things that I want to talk about a bit is especially the Lost Vikings. A few people might be a bit confused by this pick. It's something that especially Team Liquid did in the past, but on this map in particular, we have seen the hero several times now. Blizzard changed Infernal Shrines a bit. Now you have to just defeat 40 of those minions, of those demon warriors, when the shrine is active instead of 30, which prolongs the fights a lot, and that allows the Vikings to soak a lot of experience while the objective is up and the fight is still ongoing. So in this case, the Vikings are becoming a more and more popular hero on this map.
Yeah, we have a nice minion block there, allowing them to play very much on their side of the lane, can get back behind their gates very quickly. Like you said, that Viking soak's going to be very difficult, and an interesting talent choice here from Reyna. It is a very large map, so Season Marksman isn't the huge amount of benefit, but the Gimme More is going to have a very good reaction to the very heavy stun comp.
Yeah, and I mean, we've been talking already in the draft a bit about how aggressive the setup is that we are seeing for Pouet Crew here, and that they're going to have quite some trouble keeping these heroes alive, considering how much stun and disable we see for Fnatic. So him not going for Season Marksman, I don't mind it too much. If they would play a double at... Oh, there's already the attack against Chonky Fire, and there's the... Yeah, no chance. Oh! Yep,
oh, so close. Very nearly got out there.
Yeah, but still, that was kind of expected. Olaf going down at the same time. But to finish that thought, if they would play this with a double warrior composition instead of a single warrior and only have 2 assassins, I would probably say Season Marksman is the much better talent. In this case, with 3 damage dealers already, I don't really think you need that extra damage from Season Marksman. You need survivability, and that's why having that level 1 talent here with Give Me More is probably a good choice.
Yeah, Reyna just becomes so hard to kill. And even if you stun him, that extra healing is very significant, especially in the, well, pretty much throughout the game, actually. There's no point where it becomes absurd. It's just good. So, right now we see Fnatic moving all the way up to the top lane, except, like we predicted, for the Vikings, who will stick around and soak.
And the last time on level 4 for the Vikings, we actually saw them go into the Mercenary Lord, which allows the Vikings to not only push lanes in even harder, but at the same time also go basically for solo captures on a lot of these camps on the map. So we could see that again. There's of course a few different ways of how you can build the hero at this point. We have, by the way, no Pixie Dust talent on level 4, but instead it's Peekaboo that we're seeing now for Brightwing. So that's already an interesting choice here, considering there is very little that they really need to detect, but I suppose it helps for those fights over the objectives.
Yeah, we do see exactly the talent you said, the Mercenary Lord coming down from the Vikings. Right now, Quacknix has been left to basically solo this up the top, while the rest of the team is attempting to gank people. Brightwing teleporting out because they've spotted the very large roam coming up from Pouet Crew, and the Peekaboo allows them to know which exit they can actually go through.
Exactly. With Peekaboo now they have very good vision of what's going on. We have also at the same time more sustain with the Laws of Hope. And of course, Johanna needs to keep herself alive in these encounters right now. Once again, we have Fnatic going straight for the objective. And this is actually starting to worry me a little bit. Yes, we have in the mid lane now Black Scorp potentially losing Olaf. It's actually interesting that he didn't see that coming. If he watches the minimap, he should have been able to move his hero back, but he didn't. So now it's not only the objective that goes to Fnatic, but it's also the experience lead, and that's like not really what I expected. I expected like Pouet Crew to be a bit more aggressive on the objective, at least to secure that, if not the experience.
Well, right now Pouet Crew going for a very hard push in the bot lane to try and earn that experience. And they are still at level 6, about the same time as Fnatic. Fnatic hit it first, but Pouet Crew keeping up in terms of that XP bar. So not falling too far behind. Every time they realize they can't take the objective and can't fight Fnatic because of these Vikings, they just split up and go into the lanes as quick as they can.
Yeah, but they are still slightly behind in experience, and they lost the Punisher.
Yep.
So they didn't really gain anything here. They find themselves in a bit of a loss. So up at the top lane, we have the Punisher pushing in. Smexy and Quacknix are there, now starting to try and take down structures. We have the Vikings still soaking the lanes. Level 7 hits faster. It gives now Fnatic also talent lead. That Punisher, of course, as it is the first in the game, is not going to do too much damage, but it still allowed Fnatic to take down a tower. And they have, with that level 7 talent, now also phase shift or phase shield on Brightwing, which is absolutely amazing for all the team fights. And let's just face it, down at the bot lane, we even have a few more heroes trying to just push these towers, you know, at least deny some ammunition.
Yeah, Arcade in the bot lane, being very cautious. Maida is there to trap him. Oh, Arcade, don't go any closer. There's the Ring of Frost, followed by the Frostbolt, Stun, Blizzard, and Arcade will go down.
Beautiful timing here. Leading with the Blizzard, then the Stormbolt, makes sure that both of those waves, or both of those Blizzard waves are completely eaten by the hero, and therefore they get their kill, so very well done. We have in the mid lane, still, look at that, Black Scope with the Mercenary Lord and the camp.
Range.
Yeah, pushes that in, is just in range, and that really helps them with the push here. Fnatic is playing this extremely well. So far, I absolutely like how they are playing this.
On the other side, though, we can see Reina once again going for the extra protection with that Revolution Overdrive. So now not only is he very hard to kill thanks to that self-healing from like Give Me More Talent level 1, he now has the extra movement speed to get out of dodge after the stuns have gone down and the healing has gone off, and gives him a little bit of chase potential. We're finally going to see these mercenary camps go down, but they've managed to get a lot of work. And Black Skull, once again, just chilling in the bush, just buffing most of those impalers.
The problem that I have really at this point is that I don't really see the strategy behind what the Pouet team is doing. Because they're not in a scenario where they are running a seasoned marksman hero and can say, yeah, in the late game we are going to be stronger than our opponent. They will have on level 13 Kel'Thas with additional power, but right now they're losing heroes, they're losing experience, they're losing objectives, they're falling heavily behind when it comes to levels. Now it's level 10 versus level 9 with the objective again available on the map. Pouet Crew, they need to make something happen, but I don't really see what they can do. They might be able to push in the bot lane right now, but Fnatic is probably just going to rotate down again and keep 1 or 2 heroes at the objective to collect the first few minions.
That's exactly what they're doing. Breeze chilling in that bush there, spotting if anyone was on their way up, but we can see that Pouet Crew making their way up to this shrine area via behind their own buildings, so that they stayed hidden. Vikings completely split up for XP, but Breeze is now a little bit far out. Looks like Pouet Crew aren't going to contest this though, instead just going to stick with the mercenaries.
Yeah, and I'm not quite sure. What do you think the plan here is? Because, of course, they need level 10 first, and they get that now. So we have them with, well, all the talents you would expect. Wailing Arrow for the silence. Maybe now with the 10s, they are trying to take a bit of a fight. And yeah, that's exactly what they're doing. They're moving into the middle now. But it's only 4 more minions that Fnatic needs to get the second Punisher.
2 minions, Carrick is literally next to one, gets another one, and another one just spawns right next to where they can wipe that out so quickly. There's the Punisher. And I think they were just trying to force fight, like get all the kills, even if they miss the Punisher, just get an XP lead. But it's not going to happen. Instead, they have to pull back behind their building, split up for lane XP, because the Vikings throughout all of this are still soaking.
Vikings soaking at the bot lane. Up at the top, we have Black Scorp with Eric in position. He can soak that experience too, and Fnatic is just pushing in the mid lane with the Arcane Punisher. He's jumping deep already behind the fort, and Fnatic is following this up, trying to get a kill, and if not that, then at least 1 or 2 of the buildings, and they're going straight for that fort and also the tower. They are more than a level ahead already, still soaking experience, and Pouet Crew had to react to that. They actually shifted heroes to the top and to the bottom to counter soak EXP. Min and Breeze even trying to take down our Arcane, but Pouet Crew seems to be at a bit of a loss of what to do.
Yeah, they're playing very far back, trying to avoid fights, but they're a level behind. They're going to very soon be a talent behind. They're just buying time, but what are they buying time for? That's the issue. They're going to be a talent behind again soon, so they should really be looking for a fight now. But they're not really getting anything out of this.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. It's a trap bush.
Yeah, Admiral Akbar already saying hello here, and there is that force against, yep, the first target, but Divine Shield keeping, in this case, Uther alive. Wailing Arrow already committed, and so is the Hyperion. And that's 2 heroic abilities, 3 heroic abilities that are already down, and therefore, again, a bad position for Pouet Crew, who are already a talent behind at this point. So Fnatic can take the camps. They can also push in the bot lane, which is exactly what they're doing right now. They're just trying to really focus that power that they have onto the bot lane, take down a few structures while still soaking experience with the Vikings, and forcing Pouet Crew to just divide their team and have heroes present at the mid lane and the top lane.
Yeah, Fnatic can afford to be aggressive now with those heroics on cooldown. Such long cooldowns as well. 60 seconds left on Hyperion, 50 on Wailing Arrow. So they just push in, they get all the buildings here, but they want to get caught out. Olaf, he's just turned this bush, despite the fact that it's completely surrounded. And it's actually just going to harass Unco here for a bit.
Johanna runs away from Olaf. Saved and sorry.
Slapped with a trash lid.
This is 2-level lead. The Punisher is up again. And the thing is, it's again that talent lead. So I feel at some point Pouet Crew will have to take a risk and fight even with a talent disadvantage, because I just don't see anything up for them. I suppose they're going to wait for level 13 so that they get access to chain bombs, but that's the only thing that they could and should really wait for. After that, they're not going to come out ahead of this.
They also need to not keep losing heroes like they just did Johanna in the top lane. 'Cause now, the Temple's about to spawn, they're just about to get even on talents again, and they're still going to be behind, because there'll be a person down for another 8 seconds, plus the travel time it takes for Johanna to get there.
Yeah, we have now level 13 talents in for Pouet Crew. They have a double spell shield. We're also having those chain bombs now. A lot of survivability that we are seeing on the board for them, really. And we have now the evasive fire after originally Barbed Shot was taken on this map. Barbed Shot also, of course, helpful for those fights with the minions here. Can take those down a bit faster, just in case that you didn't know that. And we have in the mid lane that fight with 10 minions missing for Fnatic, but apparently this is the time that Pouet Crew chooses to attack, and we have the Vikings still at the top lane, not even trying to get the longboat in here to help.
Yeah, Breeze just chilling in the top area, taking down a couple more there. 7 to go. Kvackniks also sneaking in there, does get stunned up, but a Blessed Shield though takes all the damage, is silenced, and still gets away.
Yeah, and at the same time it looks like Johanna might have a bit of a problem here. Breeze is deep, Kvacknik starts to move in, jumps in, down goes Uther, and there's the kill on Reyna now too. Very well played here, Main and Smexy style, they get away. Chonky Fire with a quick Haunted Wave, but not enough to really get a kill there. Doesn't jump after it anyways. There's the Polymorph, and this is bad news for Pouet Crew. Nice Gravity Lapse though, but the Viking longboat flank is hitting home, takes them down. It's a team wipe. The Punisher is on the way. It's level 16 versus 13. The Punisher takes down the fort, and Fnatic is flawlessly taking kill after kill.
Just doing such a good job here. We see a slight variation on builds here for the Brightwing, with the greater Polymorph coming in, that extra 1 second duration on that Polymorph, which is working out wonders here. Not even needing that bouncy dust, because Kael'thas can't seem to get his chain bombs off in an effective manner. Punisher diving very deep here, but Fnatic mostly following up with it. The Vikings have once again split up. Kerrigan has just come back to life, but the keep will take a fair amount of damage. Punisher's not going to do too much more, just jumps into its own doom.
Fnatic has a 3-level lead by now, and the Vikings are still at the top lane and also soaking experience in the middle. We have 9 kills against 1.5. Very well played by Fnatic so far. Pouet Crew, they need a small miracle to make this happen. They actually need that level 16 talent, and I just don't see that happening without Fnatic getting close to 20 and maybe even dominating the next fight over the objective if they get the chance to do that. They're looking for a fight once again. Kvacknik is about to jump in. Here comes the Peekaboo as Brightwing moves into Blizzard, hitting home. Divine Shield keeping them alive for just a second. Kvacknik's getting a bit low, but it's still a kill against Eric, leading things off. Is this a chance for Pouet Crew to maybe get a kill or two? They're sucking in Muradin. Breeze, can he jump away? Doesn't look like it. Pouet Crew is suddenly following things up, looking for a kill.
Oh, Unco just chasing through a Blizzard there, gets annihilated. And now we are going to be seeing Chonky Fire try to get out with the evasive fire. Blackscorp coming in from the side, dodges the stun, dodges the frostbolt, but gets hit by the Q from Jada. Over the wall, Blackscorp going to try and demount. Oh, Blackscorp, pay attention. Chonky Fire gets demounted, but can they catch him? Yes, they can. There's the Polymorph. Can Chonky get away? He's still going.
Oh!
He escapes.
But Reyna falls. Reyna actually was taken out in the meantime. So yeah, that was a bit unfortunate. It was a very nice polymorph, by the way. Brightwing used the blink here to get a bit closer, jumped in polymorph, but still the escape on Sylvanas. 11 kills versus 2.75. Level 16 is close for Pouet Crew, so they can still try and go to contest that shrine up at the top lane, but still, it is a very dire situation that they are in.
Yeah, we're in that situation again where you manage to stay alive for as long as possible, delaying the other team doing anything useful. But unfortunately, that means you're dead for longer than you would be otherwise. So now, Reyna only just coming back to life will make it up to that shrine before Fnatic get there, though, as Fnatic did have to go B.
There's still all 3 forts ready for Fnatic, and even if Pouet Crew gets the Punisher now, the bot lane is going to push, and we have one of the Vikings there to use that Mercenary Lord. One in the middle as well, so 2 Mercenary Lords in the middle and the bot lane are currently just so much stronger thanks to the Vikings, and that is going to threaten the keeps. And yes, Pouet Crew is taking the first few of the demons here, of the minions, but Fnatic doesn't even need those. They are starting to move in now to contest it, but at the same time, they're pushing that keep at the bot lane.
Yeah, bot lane's pretty much guaranteed to go down. There's no time for anyone from Pouet Crew here to go B. Impale's going to get a bit distracted, but Black's going to put his own here. Brightwing teleported up. However, Fnatic can't afford to lose a member here while the Vikings are distracted. Eric is just going to get away here. But Fnatic going to give up this Punisher in exchange for at least 1 keep. Mid lane, Olaf hasn't been able to push hard, but he'll be able to get some towers out of this.
Yeah, he's going to get a few towers. There's the Punisher, and immediately the focus on one of the heroes here. Breeze with the Avatar, trying to keep himself alive. Maxi is jumping in, trying to help him out as much as he can. Avatar already used, and at the same time, we're having the entire setup of Pouet Crew moving up to the top. The Punisher is, of course, helping out with the mortars here, but Fnatic moves back. They eat so much damage from that Hyperion, though. The bot lane keep has been destroyed, and in the mid lane, we still have the Mercenary camp.
Ring of Frost catching pretty much everyone, though. Quacknix diving in, and they've been so wiped. It's just Unko left alive. He's being chased by the boat and the Kerrigan. Down he goes. And that's a 5-0 in favor of Fnatic. The Punisher, they've completely ignored it. There's Impalers on the core. Looks like they're just going to run round the keep and go for the finish. What a fight there.
Yeah, they have that 20s with Rewind on Muradin. We have the Ragnarok and Roll Storm Shield and the double bolt of the Storm. The GG already called. Everybody's dead on the side of Pouet Crew. And Fnatic is already taking it. Here comes the last comment. Next time, don't ban my Tyrande. Definitely one of the key strategies here for Fnatic to ban her out. Great play by Fnatic, and they take it with a 2-0 and move on to the finals of the WCA Qualifier.